project over at the sheriff's office.
Michelle didn't think it was necessary to meet anymore.
Oh my God, he's so much stuff.
So, I can, but I was like, hey.
He looks like a poodle.
It feels like they're already working,
Mad.
right?
Yeah, they're already,
Yeah.
the tanks are in the ground, everything's just
Yeah.
going, so. Okay.
So, yeah. I can actually need to know.
Nope, I'm good.
He comes out to you, he looks like a llama. It's bigger than me. And I can see like fine tuners now. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you had a little set. Good. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 11th, 2025, and we'd like to welcome everyone to the board meeting. We'll call this meeting to order at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. The teleconference number is 1-971-254-3149, conference ID 866-914-607#. Audio capabilities are listen only and offer the best effort to the public. Our meeting is also live streamed, and you can join us online by going to our website. Chair Commissioner Scar is not here today, so it'll just be myself and Commissioner Bell again today. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute your phone when your agenda item is ready to be discussed. For those joining via computer, please unmute your microphone and turn on your camera when your agenda item is called. All others must remain muted with their cameras turned off. Thank you. Public comment. Those intending to provide public comment to the board may attend in person or email submissions to the public comments email on our website. Public comments received by 12 p.m. on Tuesday will be distributed to the board, posted online before the meeting, and become part of the public record. You may also provide public comment virtually by registering ahead of time. To register, please email public comments by 12 p.m. on the Tuesday prior to the board meeting. Public comments can also be mailed to the Board of Commissioners office at 201 Laurel Avenue, Tillamook, Oregon, 97141. And for more information on public comments options, please visit the Board of Commissioners webpage. Terry, do we have anybody signed up online or in the room? We do not. So we will begin. And Rachel, will you lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. We have no non-agenda items, so we'll move on to the legislative administrative part. Item number 5 is consideration of an intergovernmental agreement with Tillamook County Transportation District for the Pacific City Shuttle Service. Brian Vituli, General Manager, Tillamook County Transportation District. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Glad to have you here.
So I wanted to start by, again, offering my appreciation for the partnership that we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do the Pacific City Shuttle last year, but in 2023, we had the same agreement with you at the $25,000 level to help fund that service. So again, my board met last Wednesday, or let's see, at the May 21st meeting, and they approved the IGA as is included in your packet. And this partnership, the $25,000 that the county offers actually pays for nearly the entire cost of that operation, and which is why we've scaled the service down somewhat to just operate on Saturdays and Sundays. There are less trips operated than what was operated previously, but at that $25,000 level, that's the amount of service that money buys. But ridership the first weekend on Memorial Day weekend, that was 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, totaled about 128 trips. 28 on Saturday, 79 on Sunday, and 21 on Memorial Day. The second weekend, ridership dipped quite a bit. Only saw about 11 trips on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. And then just last weekend, 7 trips on Saturday, 14 on Sunday. So, I think that first weekend, it was, holiday weekend, but it was also kind of a novelty that the shuttle was running again. But we'll see how ridership continues throughout the summer. And, since it was not operating last year, it's probably going to take a little bit of time to, regain that ridership. But we're committed to doing that. It is an efficient service that we can provide. It's one driver, one vehicle for both days on the weekends. So it is something that is somewhat doable for us right now. What we've heard in the community is, why are we doing something like this for visitors and tourists when we can't even reestablish Sunday service? And that's comparing apples to bananas, really. We need many more drivers to reinstate Sunday service, but something like this, which has a huge community impact, a huge impact to the Pacific City community as far as parking management and congestion management goes. So this is really a service that we should be doing, and it's something that we can do. So I know the resolution that the board approved at the May meeting is in your packet, as well as a copy of the IGA. So that's all that I have for you, unless you have any questions.
Okay.
Thank you again for your partnership.
Absolutely. Commissioner Bell.
Thank you. Well, good morning. Thanks for being here in person. I am excited that the service is coming back. I've talked to people who've used it who really liked it. So thank you for considering it. Thank you for leading it. I think it's terrific. And I wondered if you can describe the route, because I think I know where it goes, but I'd rather if you told us.
Sure. Well, it starts and ends each trip at the Thousand Trails campground. Travels north as far as Whalen Island, and that uses the facility there to turn around. And then it's Sitka Sedge as it comes south through the main part of Pacific City, serves the Bob Straub State Park and the boat launch, then continues over the bridge to then again travel north. I forget where the turnaround point is there, but then comes back down south and then continues back north to Thousand Trails Campground.
Thank you.
Sure.
I think it's great. I've talked to you before. I'd love to see more of these. I would disagree with those folks that think it's not for the locals, because that would be a fun trip for anybody living in Pacific City to head up and go for a hike. So I think these are great. I wish you had more drivers to offer more services and have Sunday services, but I think this is wonderful. And I think we're going to see the ridership increase, and maybe we should ask some county visitors association to maybe push this out a little bit.
Promote it.
Yeah, and promote it. I certainly will be doing that. So I appreciate it, and I do appreciate this partnership. So thanks again for coming in person as well. So
Sure, thank you.
ready for me? Oh,
Chair Fournier?
yes.
Just a couple things to add. I think the how to get around resource it's getting printed has the shuttle information, and I don't know if that's out yet. So that I think, and it's just getting
True.
started. So I think the ridership will certainly pick up. Also, the $25,000 is being supported through the day use parking fees at the Pacific City Turnaround and the Cape Cana parking lot that's in Fund 133.
Oh, fantastic.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think we're ready for a motion now.
All right. Mr. Chair, I move approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the Tillamook County Transportation District for the Pacific City Shuttle Service.
I second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
And thank you, Richard, for mentioning that. I was wondering where the funding was coming from TLT. So that's great. Fantastic. Okay, next up, item number 6, consideration of an Oregon Parks and Recreation Department all-terrain vehicle grant program agreement for Tillamook State Forest Patrol for 2025 to 2027 law enforcement services. Matt Kelly, Undersheriff, Tillamook County Sheriff's Office. As always, a pleasure.
Good morning, Commissioners.
What do we got on the agenda today?
For today is two grants. The ATV Safety Committee provides funding for, the first one is for the Tillamook State Forest. I brought for you, last week was U.S. Forest Service, which is part of the grants that fund Sand Lake Deputy. But the first one is Tillamook State Forest, which provides funding for 3 forest deputies all year long to patrol and serve Tillamook State Forest. The main focus is ATV issues, Browns Camp, Jones Creek, all the campgrounds up there. Also, they have a focus on timber theft, resource damage, and so forth. It's a 2-year grant, and it makes us much more capable of providing services to that area of the county. And that's all I have for that grant, if you have any questions.
Commissioner Bell?
I don't have any questions, but I was just remembering that years ago when I worked for the Headlight Herald, I got to go on a ride along with, oh shoot, his
Don
name.
Taylor?
No, his name just flew out of my head. Oh, that's sad.
Billy,
It is sad because I totally know who I'm talking about. He passed away.
Oh.
Dean.
Dean Burdick.
Yeah. And it was so interesting. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about illegal dumping. We went to a garbage dump site where people had just backed up their pickups and dumped garbage in the forest. And he showed me how you investigate that and going through garbage, looking for addresses. And he told me about how a case was solved because somebody saw certain garbage in somebody's yard in Bay City and then saw it out in the forest. And he took me to a place where there was illegal timber harvest, and it was fascinating. I was amazed to learn how much, for example, how much it costs the state to clean up illegal dump sites, because, you know, it costs whatever it is right now to dump or pick up load full of garbage at the dump, maybe $35 or whatever, but it can cost the state tens of thousands of dollars to get a whole crew in there and to go down a ravine and to, you know, pull all the garbage out. So it was fascinating, and I was really grateful for the opportunity to learn about your work and some of the things that go on in the forest. So
I would agree with all that, and I would also say I was, of course, I'm very familiar with this grant. I think the public doesn't recognize just what a benefit this contract is for public safety in Tillamook County. One is they are in the woods. I ride off-road up there, people that hunt. We have people in the woods on busy weekends to respond to emergencies and to assist on Highway 6. When OSP has one trooper on, while that's not their primary focus, it is nice to know that they're there. And I also, again, appreciate them patrolling and enforcing the laws and keeping those campgrounds safe and manageable. And anyways, it's amazing what those guys do, and it's our search and rescue presence up there, and they're all search and rescue coordinators, and they're all required to be that. So, anyways, ready for a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move approval of an Oregon Parks and Recreation Department all-terrain vehicle grant program. That's not the right one, is it?
And it doesn't.
No. Where am I?
Number 6.
Grant program agreement for the, is that right? Is that the one you read?
Yep.
Okay. I move approval of an Oregon Parks and Recreation Department all-terrain vehicle grant program agreement for the Tillamook State Forest Patrol 2025 to 2027 law enforcement services.
And I will second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next one.
For your consideration, the next one is similar.
I guess I need to read into the record. It's been number 7, consideration of an Oregon Parks and Recreation Department all-terrain grant program agreement for Sand Lake, Patrol 2025 to 2027 law enforcement services. Matthew Kelly again.
Same but a little different. This is the grant that funds the Sand Lake Recreational Deputy. Last week I brought you the U.S. Forest Service agreement that provides the other part of the funding for this position. And in this position, their focus is the Sand Lake Recreational and the U.S. Forest Service forest properties. So for the most part, they're highly focused on Sand Lake. all summer from spring to fall because that's where their biggest usage is. And as the usage drops down in the winter, not as much as it used to be 20 years ago, but when it gets slower at Sand Lake, they focused a little more in the woods for U.S. Forest Service, doing similar things that the ODF deputies do. Monitor the campgrounds, focus on timber theft and resource management. But this is just like the forest, instrumental. If we didn't have deputies down there patrolling on the busy weekends, there would be a huge public safety risk, and the deputy is down there just to try and keep control and keep everybody so they can recreate and safely and have a good time on the weekend and go home. And this is for 2025 through 2027. Questions?
I don't have any.
I don't have any questions. I think it's great.
Yep, and I think you covered it last week, so, okay, I am ready for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of an Oregon Parks and Recreation Department all-terrain vehicle grant program agreement for Sand Lake Patrol 2025 to 2027 law enforcement services.
I second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll take the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Okay. Next item on the agenda is number 8, consideration of a professional services agreement with Northwest Medical Foundation of Tillamook, DBA Adventist Health Tillamook for inmate healthcare services. Lieutenant Fernando Silvera, Sheriff's Office. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, everyone. I'm here today to renew the contract for the Adventist healthcare services for the adults in custody over at the Sheriff's Office Jail. As the board is aware, I've been in services with them for 8-9 years. They've been amazing. In my 20-year career in the Sheriff's Office, I've gone through different healthcare providers. I've worked through the jail, and by far, Adventist has provided the service that is very satisfactory to us, and we're pleased to have them. They do an amazing job, and we'd like to continue the partnership with Adventist, and that's the reason why we're here today. After some bumps in the road to get the contract signed, but we finally got it there, and this is the reason why I'm here today.
Wonderful. Commissioner Bell.
Terrific. I'm really pleased about the partnership also and happy to approve this.
Yeah, well, I think we've spoken about this many times. They do provide an amazing service for us. So I think we're ready for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of a professional services agreement with Northwest Medical Foundation of Tillamook, doing business as Adventist Health Tillamook for inmate healthcare services.
And I will second it. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a vote.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Have a good day.
You as well. All right, moving right along. Number 9, consideration of a workforce housing property tax exemption application for Spruce Point Apartments LLC multifamily housing development project. Parker Sammons, Housing Coordinator, Department of Community Development, and he's not here in person like normal, but
But
hello,
look at his
Parker.
beautiful plants.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
thank you. Thank you. I'm very proud of the plants in my office. We have received a completed and valid application for the Workforce Housing Tax Exemption Program. And this is for Spruce Point, which is an affordable housing project. And so it is well below our requirements for AMI range for it to be a valid application. This is a 60-unit affordable housing project in Manzanita that has 5 supportive housing units attached. And those supportive housing units go to serve the people most in need of ongoing and supportive housing. So it is a valid application, and I don't know if there is a signature or a motion actually needed, but we have always done it where I brought this to give the notice to you guys. And so here I am, and that is all I have.
Okay. Do we have to be a motion on this?
Well, let's ask Bill.
I think previously you made a motion to approve it. I think technically the ordinance requires that.
Okay, terrific.
I don't have any questions for Parker on this.
I don't have any questions either, but unless you understand, do you know something about the timeline, Parker?
Of the project, I believe that they are getting ready to make an announcement of their groundbreaking date. So very soon we should have a date where they will begin their construction activities, and from there a timeline will be more easily to explain and be established.
That's great. It's thrilling. I live in North County and it's thrilling to have an affordable housing project going up in Manzanita. And, you know, the need is huge and it's just really exciting.
I would agree.
It is.
Okay. All right, I guess we'll do a motion.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move approval of a workforce housing property tax exemption application for the Spruce Point Apartments LLC multifamily housing development project.
And I will second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Parker, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And moving on to item number 10. Consideration of the State of Oregon Department of Forestry Subaward Agreement number 24DG 11062765636. That is a mouthful. For the Tillamook Yard Debris Program. Chris Lady, Public Works Director. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the last several years, the Oregon Department of Forestry has funded our yard debris program. Larger picture, ODF, Oregon Department of Forestry, applied for a grant through the U.S. Forest Service, received funds for that. They are the primary recipient of that and their agreement. We are a sub-recipient to ODF, who is the primary recipient for the for Forest Service. So what the Tillamook County, so that program is known as the Western State Fire Managers Tillamook Yard Debris Program, and that pays $170,062 to implement the project. And that specifically provides debris disposal for landowners creating defensible space. Fundamentally, what happens out of that, if you take your lawn trimmings, you take it to one of the transfer stations and you provide a slip, which you could pick up at the transfer stations, excluding Tillamook Transfer Station. If you can pick up one of these vouchers with your yard debris, and ODF pays for it. It's free to you. Specifically, the acceptable yard debris items are tree limbs, leaves, yard and lawn clippings, branches, twigs, shrubs, weeds, woody debris, and rose bush clippings. The program does not take tree stumps, no household trash or plastic bags, or sod with dirt. So if you have your yard debris, you go to a transfer station, you don't pay anything, you give them the voucher. You can pick up the voucher at the co-op here in town, at the Tillamook County Public Works Yard, and then also at Manzanita and Pacific City. Tillamook is just too busy to start filling out these vouchers at the spot, so it would back up traffic. Once the transfer stations receive these woody debris, the yard debris, that material is ground up and mulched and becomes available for other uses. So this is a program that's been going on for a while, and it's a free service to the public, and that helps reduce fire risk because oftentimes that yard debris ends up out in the forest, that we kind of mentioned briefly about other debris out there, and it minimizes fire risk by processing through that. So that's how this thing is funded.
Well, I'm happy to
So
hear
looking for approval.
I'm happy to hear that they did find the funding for this. It's a very popular program. I've used it. I plan on using it. I have my backyard is like a jungle. Any comments, Commissioner Bell?
It is a popular program. People ask me about it every year, so I'm pleased to approve this.
Okay, I think we're ready for a motion then.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of a State of Oregon Department of Forestry Subaward Agreement number 24DG 11062765636 for the Tillamook Yard Debris Program.
My second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for the vote.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Chris. Is he up again? He is
Yep.
up again. Okay, item number 11. Consideration of an order in the matter of notice of intent to award a prevailing wage rate contract for construction for the Tillamook County Fairgrounds Storm Drain Project. Chris Lady, again, Public Works Director.
So this project was formerly known as the Kilchis House Storm Drain Project. It is really more of a focus on managing the stormwater coming off the Tillamook County Fairgrounds property. So we put this out for bid, went through a variety of engineering modifications, redesigns, trying to come up with the best program for that. We distributed 20 copies of the bid solicitation documents, received 5 timely responses. Earthworks Excavation out of Beaver was the low bidder. So they are officially the Enterprise Northwest Inc. They're doing business as Earthworks Excavation, again out of Beaver. Their total on that one was $1,379,060 to perform that work. They have until this October 31st of 26 in order to perform that work. The Earthworks anticipates they'll be able to finish that up this summer by the end of October 31st. However, the supply chain hopefully doesn't pose much of an issue. This work is also takes into, it also accommodates and not interrupt the fair that's going to be taking place. So the work is designed, the schedule is designed around the fair so as not to impact that program, the fair.
Any comments?
Wonderful. I'm glad this is moving forward. Thank you.
I am as well, and I'm glad to hear a local contractor was awarded the bid. So I guess I'm ready for the motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of order number 25-031 in the matter of a notice of intent to award a prevailing wage rate contract for construction for the Tillamook County Fairgrounds Storm Drain Project.
And I second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll take the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Chris. All right, moving along. Item number 12, consideration of an order in the matter of road name request number, do they always make these numbers so long?
So long.
Okay. Number 851-25-00018-PLNG to name an unnamed public right-of-way to Wetland Way. Sarah Absher, Director, Department of Community Development. Good morning, Sarah. And I remember hearing, we talked about this one already, but good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you so much. Yes, before you is the order that codifies your decision to officially and formally name that unnamed public roadway to Wetland Way. It's requesting signature today.
Thank you. So we have already decided this, so
We've already decided it.
we're just putting our names on
I'm
it.
just putting a name.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move approval. Are you ready?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
I move approval of order number 25-032 in the matter of a road name request number 851-25-00018-PLNG to name an unnamed public right-of-way to Wetland Way.
And I will second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, moving along. Item number 13, consideration of an order in the matter of reappointment of a member to the Tillamook County Tourism Advisory Committee, TAC, Isabel Gilda, Administrative Analyst. Is she here?
Probably on her way down.
Here's some good stuff.
You know, this is about Lisa Griner. I'm not sure if I'm really ready to approve this. Isabel was going to carry this TAC membership. Can you carry it?
Don't put the camera on your head, don't.
Oh,
She thought it was-
You're speeding through the agenda.
we are speeding through the agenda. I could probably just carry this. This is just reappointment of Lisa Griner to the TAC. I think, of course, we all know Lisa. She does a great job. Isabel's walking in. I've already carried it. We're good. Yeah, so I'm ready for a motion.
Lisa Griner, we're reappointing her to TAC. Anything else we should
This
know?
is her third reappointment. I'm sorry, I was watching a live stream and I guess it's delayed.
Oh, that's weird.
Did Sarah go with her order already?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
I thought it was so on time. Yes, so yes, you've carried it. It's her third appointment, and I confirmed with Nan Devlin from Visit Tillamook Coast that Lisa is a very active participant in the committee and is very excited to be part of it again and to be invited for another term.
Great.
It's great.
I'm happy to have her.
Well, I'm grateful for her service. I didn't know it was her third term, so that's great.
I didn't either. Okay, I'm ready for a motion.
All right, Mr. Chair, I move approval of order number 25-033 in the matter of reappointment of a member to the Tillamook County Tourism Advisory.
And I will second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Isabel. And thank you, Lisa, for volunteering. All right. Any board concerns besides for how fast we're ripping through this? We do have an executive meeting.
Well,
Executive session.
today is the recount for ballot measure 29-183. So we'll know more about that by tomorrow. So that's fascinating. It's done by hand. It's a hand recount of over 9,000 ballots. So that's happening here today.
That is very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything to offer today. We will recess this meeting at 9:29 to go in executive session.
Commissioner Fournier, under ORS 192.660(2)E, that's to consult with folks that you've designated to carry out real property transactions on your behalf.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll recess this meeting.
I left upstairs while Chris was still talking.
So
It's gonna be more
it's usually
delayed
not
than-
that. Yeah, it's usually, I've noticed it like maybe 10, 20 seconds.
We good? Yep. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, we're gonna reconvene this meeting this board meeting at 10:14. We just came out of executive session. We didn't make any final decisions on anything. I'm gonna read our other meetings and announcements. There is no board briefing scheduled for today, Wednesday, June 11th, 2025 at 2 p.m. The local Public Safety Coordinating Council teleconference would be held Monday, June 16th, 2025 at 12 p.m. The meeting will be held in the Board of Commissioners Meeting Room, 106, in the Tillamook County Courthouse, 201 Laurel Avenue, Tillamook. The teleconference number for that meeting is 1971-254-3149, conference ID 155-858-952. The Commissioners will hold a supplemental budget workshop on June 17th, 2025 at 1 p.m. in the Sheriff's Office Conference Room at 5995 Long Prairie Road, Tillamook. The teleconference number is 1-971-254-3149. Conference ID for that one is 866-914-607#. The Commissioners will attend a Sheriff's Office tour on June 17th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. at the Sheriff's Office Administrative Offices, 5995 Long Prairie Road, Tillamook. Also, Juneteenth is an observed holiday for the county and the state of Oregon Circuit Court. All county offices in the Tillamook County Courthouse and the Tillamook County Library, administrative offices in the jail and justice facility, Public Works Department, Department of Community Development, Surveyor's Office, and the Health and Human Services Department and clinics and the State Circuit Court will be closed on Thursday, June 19th, 2025. And with nothing else, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 10:16.